Once Unity is installed, first thing we're going to do is launch it. You can launch it from a desktop icon or from the Start menu. You might have it pinned, or you might need to go to All Programs, to Unity, and there it is. However you open it, it'll come up in a second with a splash screen, and then eventually the Unity interface will open. And there it is. Create new project, and we can set this where we want by clicking that Browse button. And I like to place things on the desktop, and we want to create a new folder and give it a name. Anything that's not taken is fine. Enter, selects it, and then select folder. And there it is, my new project, create. That'll create the project, and there it is. Okay, and this is the interface. There's a number of different windows here that we will be familiar with by the time the course is done. And the scene window here is where you start. You can change the view with that little gizmo there in the top corner. You've got a grid here which you can get rid of. You've also got the game window here. Game window shows you what's visible through the camera. You've got an inspector window, a project window, a hierarchy window. Those don't make a lot of sense right now, but they will soon. Now these windows can be detached. Just drag on the top there on the tab. If you have two monitors or more, this works nicely. Put it back, just take and put the tab back up there. Easy as that. Now you can also configure the way these windows look by this drop down here. This is 2x3. Tall gives you a big scene or game window. Wide, that's the default configuration. You can also save a layout, delete a layout, revert to factory settings. Now there's a number of buttons we'll be getting familiar with, one of which here is this little button here which gives you the background. So that puts your grid there. This button shows you lights that are in the scene. This button, again, we said is a gizmo that lets you change the view. There's right side, there's perspective. You can hold down the Alt key and left click and drag to rotate around. The center scroll wheel lets you zoom in and out. You can also hold down the Alt key and right click and drag to zoom in and out. Most people use the scroll wheel. That's the camera right there. When you click on it, you get a camera preview here, and these lines that show you the limit to where the camera can see. You can't really see it from this view too well, so let me rotate it around here and move it, which is Alt, left click and drag, zoom out a little, and to the left, zoom out a little more, and you can see the far end of this pyramid here. That's actually the limit of where the camera can see. Buttons in the top left here let you rotate. This one is last one is scale, which gives you these square handles. Doesn't really make sense for the camera. These also have keyboard shortcuts, which are the W for move, E for rotate, and R for scale. Save a scene, file, save scene. Not too surprising. Give it a name. You want to save your scene. This is going to be saved in the directory structure, and actually a directory called assets that the system sets up. You want to leave it there so that the system can find it later on. You also want to save your project. So File, Save Project. Again, your project was already created, so you don't need to give it a name. And that's it. Now if we open up our project here, we can see we've got an assets and a library directory that are part of it. Your scenes go in assets. If you wanted to send this, quick way is right-click, send to, compress zip folder. Creates a zip folder. It's got all your project things in there, and you can send that if you want to send it to somebody, or submit it if you were taking a course, needed to submit your project. So that's how that works, and we'll see you next time.